Hey guys, it's Jake here from Jake's Opinion. I felt like doing a season preview of Arsenal. It's really close to the EPL season now. It's under a week, so I'm really excited. I've got my Arsenal shirt on. I felt like doing a preview of the season and how I think they're going to go and, you know, what happened in the pre-season, new signings and all that sort of stuff. So, let's get straight into it. So a lot has been made of Robin van Persie and whether he's going to leave or, you know, go to Manchester United. It looks like he's going to stay. That's good for Arsenal supporters. He's kind of being convinced through Arsene Wenger's, you know, signing spree, if you want to call it that, buying Cazorla, Giroud and Podolski, so there's a lot of attacking power there. I think they're really good signings. I liked Podolski even before he came to Arsenal. He's always had that attacking flair. He's always been, you know, really good up front, and he can, you know, play numerous positions, you know, left, right, you know, kind of attacking mid, and, you know, be the main man because he's got an amazing left foot. Same with Giroud, he's got an amazing left foot as well, and he was leading scorer in the French league, so that's another great addition to the attacking power of Arsenal. And Cazorla, who's kind of someone that you don't really hear about too much, but he's in the Spanish team, so it must be pretty good. And we bought him for 16.5 million, so he's a pretty good deal, and that's Arsene Wenger working his magic again. Not spending a massive amount of money, but he's still getting quality in return instead of spending like 30 million or so. Zola adds that flair and that trickery that we haven't really had in the midfield for a while. I mean, we've got Arteta, we've got Song, and those sort of players, but every team has that one player that can kind of break the lines. I mean, we've got Walcott on the right and Gervinho on the left. But in the midfield, that's a real bonus, especially when he can play through balls at will and even score really long-range goals for himself as well, like Arteta. So they're going to kind of work together, and I think that's really bolstered the midfield. This has always been a thing that's kind of been iffy with Arsenal. I mean, we're always really good at attacking, but it's always about conceding down the other end. And as much as watching games, you know, end up 6-4 or 7-5 or 5-3 like the Chelsea one last year, and winning them, you don't really want to concede that many goals on a weekly basis. Last year we started the season without even Vermaelen, which is, you know, a big loss because he's a great defender, our best defender. And now we've got him back and he can kick goals, he's a very good header of the ball, and he really makes it a strong defence, especially with Koscielny there, who was in amazing form last season, with Kieran Gibbs on the left, Bakary Sagna on the right. That's looking like a good defence. And then you've got the keeper Szczesny, who didn't have a great Euro, but despite that, he's only 22 years old, and he will get better, and he is a very good goalkeeper for his age, so he can only improve. But a lot of it has to do with the defence, so if they can control the other opposition, then Szczesny should have an easier year than he did last year, because a lot of the time the defence was breaking down, and it was unfair on Szczesny because the teams were getting a lot of, you know, shots on the ball, when this year let's hopefully restrict that, and, you know, help him out a little bit, because the goalkeepers cop a lot when a lot of it has to do with the defence, and even the midfield and the strikers. They've got to push back. They can't just think, alright, I'm a striker, I'm going to stay there. They're going to have to run back and help out. That's the key. It's a team defence. It's not just 4 at the back or how many they want to put at the back. It's more than that. And another thing that I've learned through the off-season is that Arsene Wenger actually does like spending money now. I mean, he hasn't spent a hell of a lot, but he's spent more than he has in, you know, many years, and he's bought some great players. I mean, last year he went a little bit of a spending spree because we lost Fabregas and Nasri. He was kind of panicking and shit, I've got to get some good players to fill them out. And he got Arteta and Mertesacker, who hasn't really worked out, and Park Ji-sung or whatever, Park Ju-young or Sung or Pang, or I don't even know what his name is, but we bought him, and I think we've gotten rid of him now. He hasn't really played a game, and that was a bit of a waste. But Arteta was a good buy, Mertesacker not so good. These 3 signings that we've had so far are great. San from Real Madrid, looking like he's going to come over on a loan, or I'm not sure, buy. But he could really help the midfield out as well, add some real depth. And then we've got Chamberlain, Rosicky. I haven't mentioned him yet. Rosicky had an outstanding season, and he's one of the key midfielders in the Premier League. So if he gets going again, and then you've got Cazorla, Arteta, Song as a defensive mid, kicking it to Podolski, Giroud, Van Persie, possibly, you know, Walcott, Gervinho. There's many options in attack, so I don't know how we're going to structure up. It's going to be really difficult for Arsene Wenger to get them all, you know, satisfied with being in the first team enough times to stay at the club. But I have faith in him, as most Arsenal supporters should, because we started the season shockingly last season and he got us to third. I mean, not many managers could do that. And he's stuck around, and I have a feeling that it's going to be a very good season for Arsenal. All the players are fit and they're ready to go, and through the pre-season there's been a couple of mixed results, but overall they've been good. And last night against FC Cologne, I think that's what the name is, the German side, we won 4-0. Podolski kicked 2 great goals and Gervinho scored, and that's something that he needs to improve on. And if he can, then that adds another string to the Arsenal, bow, because Gervinho was really good at the assists last year, so was Walcott, and they didn't really get on the scoreboard that much. But if they're setting up their, if they're setting up their teammates, then you can't really complain. But overall, I think that we're in a much better shape than we were in last year. We've had 3 great signings. There could be a couple more. Arsene Wenger said that he's still got his eye on the market. The team has really got no injuries. Jack Wilshere's a really big loss, but he'll come into it mid-October apparently, which will bolster the midfield again. Defense looking good. Attack has always been good, but now it's looking, top 3 good. I mean, we've always had Van Persie, and Walcott's been a bit iffy, and Gervinho was always inconsistent, but now we've got people that, even if Van Persie did leave, I would still be confident that we could easily make top 3. With those, Podolski and Giroud in the centre, massive left foots. So, I think we're in good shape. We're ready for the season. Sunderland first up at the Emirates. Can't wait for that game. Hopefully we get a good win. I'm thinking we will. Prediction for the season, I think we're going to finish top 3. We did finish 3rd with a shocking start, so if we don't have that shocking start again, or any period of the year where we've really just dropped off, I think we could compete for top 2 and almost push for the Premier League. It's hard to judge at the moment, but on paper, how the team looks and how they're feeling, I think they've a really good chance to push top 2 and even the Premier League. Thanks for watching my preview of Arsenal's season. Arsenal supporters, how do you think we're going to go? I'm really optimistic, a lot more optimistic than I have been in the past. They haven't really, apart from the Robin Van Persie's fiasco, there haven't really been any serious problems. Getting most of the players on the field, adding a few really strong additions, it's going to be a great season, hopefully. That always is in the Premier League, best league in the world. Comment below, tell me how you think we're going to go, and yeah, subscribe. Thanks for watching.